Give a little time for the child within you. Don't be afraid to be young and free. Undo the locks and throw away the keys, and take off your shoes and socks and run you.
It's the Social Drinkers Podcast.
Hey y'all, come on in on this particular Saturday. This is for live only. Come in. We're getting ready to have a interesting topic with my nephew Shelton. Parental discretion is advised because it is going to be a sensitive subject. We ask that you hold any comments that may be anything other than
uplifting.
There you go. All of that. What they said. We're asking that you do not do that. Be mindful of him because we are going to be protective of our guests. I will delete any lewd.
Turn your ringers off, y'all.
Yeah, turn your ringers off. I will delete any lewd comments or anything of that nature. They will be deleted off the live. So if you feel that you have a kid or something in the midst, you can talk about them with this, but we suggest that if your kid is gonna watch this episode, that you definitely watch it with them because it will be a sensitive subject.
Absolutely.
Okay. Count down. Ready to count down? Mm-hmm. Okay. 3, 2. Welcome to the Social Drinkers Podcast. Happy Saturday morning.
Happy Saturday morning. This is the earliest we ever recorded.
What we don't do for our guests. What we don't do for our guests.
We'll do whatever it takes.
That's right.
Whatever it takes.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Thank you both for having me here.
Absolutely.
And good morning to everybody in live land, Facebook land, YouTube land, social media land. Good morning.
Good morning.
I think you got all the bases
Oh,
covered.
yeah, he did.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm Sean.
And I'm Sean P.
And this is our special guest.
Shelly, Big Shelly or Shelton.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. And today we are definitely going to talk about a very, very sensitive topic. So let the audience member know what you named this particular episode.
I named this episode this morning. Me and my aunt and Uncle Sean. He will call him Uncle Sean.
That's right.
We basically named it the Butterfly Effect.
That's right.
And it's just going to be a lot of different touchy taboos that we're going to discuss. We're also going to talk about a lot of uplifting, empowering things that I have been doing that's innovative and the things that people are failing to oversee or look at based on what they're looking at in the perception right now. So,
right.
And sometimes perception ain't always reality, baby.
Come on.
And you named it the butterfly effect. There's things that you've gone through that might have been small, but that set of movement, that one thing is spiraled out, triggering to a whole host of other things that has a profound effect on your life.
Absolutely. So some of my situations growing, I'm trying to get adjusted to.
So real quick, y'all. When you move the mic, come put your hand on the table like this.
Oh, okay. To keep it sturdy.
To keep it sturdy.
Okay.
And just bring it. But look, relax.
Yeah, I got this. We good.
Okay.
So
bring your mic closer.
The from.
We got you. Don't worry about it, bro.
So what I'm learning about as I'm doing the journey I'm on, which is obviously self-discovery. I'm going through a death and a basically rebirth, and and that's just going through shedding the layers that no longer needs to be there. And that part is understanding what you went through, understanding what you're going through, and understanding what you've been through. And that's very pivotal because a lot of people don't understand certain things in a moment, that they're going through something until later on in life, that they see something that was traumatizing that they have not been able to basically work through those dealings and that trauma. So I'm one of the ones that I have been through a lot of therapy. I've been through a lot of guidance. God has had his hands on me since 1990, and he's not done with me. I'm one of the ones that he puts a lot of his special attention on.
Right.
A lot of people don't realize that, but it just goes based on my testimonies and living experiences.
Right. Well, that's a phenomenal intro. What you gotta say, Sean?
Nothing. I'm like, you trying to jump in. I'm like, let me just be quiet.
Yeah. And just let it roll off. So,
despite how much I talk, I know I shut up sometimes.
Oh no, I get that a lot, but I like to talk. I like people that like to talk, so that keep the conversation
so
going. Yeah, very analytical.
Okay.
Yeah. And so during this podcast, full disclaimer, we do not want to talk about things that would re-traumatize.
Oh, understood.
We don't want, because it's for you. We want it to be a start of a healing journey.
Can I interject?
Of course you can.
I just want you to know, Auntie. See, part of the healing journey also comes with that revealing journey.
That's true.
And people don't realize that. And that's
true.
talking about the things out loud that have hindered you.
Right.
And those experiences that have traumatized you and whatnot. So part of that is living in your truth of the trauma. And a lot of people don't realize that you have to kind of talk about it.
Exactly.
And be comfortable with it in public and certain things like that, because in a sense, people don't realize how else in a sense are you going to heal?
Yep.
Are going to help the next person heal when you're not comfortable with talking about what happened to you.
Yeah.
You know, and just because it happened to you, that doesn't mean that you have to become it.
Exactly. And the whole point of it is, I'm sorry, Shelly, just let me say this one little thing. I've said it in the previous shows, is that people have the audacity to victimize you in private.
Yeah.
That's what you were about to say?
Well, I was going to ask something along those lines, but go ahead.
Yeah, victimize you in private, but they get pissed off when you expose them in public.
And see, I'm going to interject on that.
Okay, go ahead.
And I always tell people don't get to dictate how I have my experiences or how I tell my experiences of you based on my experiences.
Yeah.
If you want me to talk about something positive in you in a positive light, I'm going to go based on what the experiences are. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to hide it from you.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm just, a straight shooter kind of girl.
Right,
I'm just going to shoot it to you straight.
That's
you
right.
know?
That's right.
So that's just how I am. So, it is what it is. But like I said, it's a blessing and a curse because some people ain't ready for all of that, you know.
Yeah.
And
when you open up sometimes, you get, instead of people just actually listening, that they have some type of either criticism or some input, some advice. When more than anything, you just want to get what you want, what you have in you out.
Absolutely.
How do you run into that?
The sad part is in our community and communities, because I'm from Houston and I live in San Antonio, and a lot of my stuff is done in San Antonio. A lot of people don't realize that you have to understand, if you haven't been through it yourself, all you can do is sympathize with the person. It's not empathize, because empathize comes with you being here. You've been through that. If you haven't been through that, you can't sit here and speak on that. Like, for example, if a person had dealt with stage 1 or any kind of cancer, I'm not going to speak on a cancer or anything like that. Right. All I can do is sympathize with you. I can't speak and say I know how you feel, because I don't know how you feel every day when you wake up.
Exactly.
I don't know the trials, error, tribulation, the expenses that come behind that. I don't know, because I have not lived that. Yeah. So I can only speak on what I have lived and whatnot, and I try to keep it in that lane. A lot of people don't realize that's a blessing itself, because that's how you can't swerve in nobody else's lane when there's no traffic in your lane.
Exactly. That's a great way to
People
look.
do it anyway.
They do.
Yeah.
They fucking
I get it this late now.
And they have no clue.
It's called critics with no credentials.
Oh, okay. Critics with no credentials. Y'all heard it first here.
Yeah.
So we have definitely put that disclaimer out there, and I love the opening statements. And let's just jump right in and let's just get started. Where are you originally from? Break it down and tell us about
So I was born and raised in Acres Homes. A lot of people don't know that because of I get told a lot that I talk like a Caucasian man, woman, or whatever based on my etiquette.
You speak.
Absolutely. But people don't realize that comes with putting time into reading lectures, reading literature, and understanding, I wanted something better.
Exactly.
My mom was a single parent. She raised 8 kids in mainly Garden City, Park Lane apartments. The apartments that, she ended up passing at was called Streamside Place on West Gulf Bank.
Oh, wow. We're sorry.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yes. That's been a journey itself and whatnot. But in the same token, it's been a lot of blessings that came out of it. And she's still, like I said, I have her and God by my side each day I wake up and whatnot. So no weapon formed against me should ever prosper.
That's
so
right. Exactly.
I'm good. But see, sometimes you need to have you need guardian angels and whatnot, people to fight battles that you can't see, because I can't see everything.
That's right.
I know I'm a big person. Well, excuse my language. I'm a big motherfucker. but
are you using profanity on this esteemed podcast?
I'm like, Uncle Sean, fuck you.
See, that's what you normally say to me. You match the devil.
I told y'all Hurricane Shelly's in the building. Y'all see every time I come down here, it rains.
That's right.
Every time I come down here, it's raining and lightning and thunderstorming. I'm sick of it.
In his defense, y'all, he just ate a donut.
Half a donut.
They got like sugar.
Maybe this every day.
Baby, I'm naturally sweet, so let's not be over sweet. Okay.
So finish telling us. Tell us a little bit more about your mom and what it was like with her parenting you.
Oh, child. My mama and I loved each other. Like,
yes.
There was a lot that I was exposed to as a child that I couldn't control. Like, I was the oldest. I was born in 90. My mom was kicked out the house when she had conceived me.
Mm-hmm.
So she came naturally in at a deficit. And people don't realize that. She also had, certain relationship issues with my father that kind of trickled down into... how she started kind of, she got her heart broken. That was her first love.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like a child each year after that and whatnot. So I never really had the opportunity to be a child.
Right,
How many siblings after you?
Seven. Okay, so let me go ahead and break it down. My mom had a total of 13 children. She kept 8 in the household. There was a few that she did give up for adoption the day that they were born and whatnot.
Have you recovered those siblings?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You went on that journey to find
Yes,
them.
we all have. Like, it's not just me. It's been a collective effort. I brought some of the stuff to the table in 2017, and some of my other siblings, I called them the Avengers, and I love the Avengers, baby. Like, but so we got.
Which one are you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm Thanos, because I just collect the time stones and I keep the receipts. And when it's time to just blow shit up, I blow shit up.
You gonna blow it up?
Yeah. And I'll say that each time. I'm definitely Thanos. So I'll blow shit up when it's time to blow shit up.
I always say I'm Thanos, man.
Yeah, well, we kind of on the same way.
Yeah,
you see us, we got the red on this morning.
Man, how did we do this? And we, once again, we did not coordinate
Yeah,
this.
I don't talk about my wardrobe to nobody, so I just came up. I was like,
when it's supposed to happen, it's supposed to happen. And I'm loving it.
Divine timing.
Timing.
Yeah, I love me some divine shrimp too.
Oh.
Yeah.
You mean Devane?
Divine. Like
Okay.
When it's good and flavorful, baby. Yeah.
He said what he said.
I just wanted to.
I'm standing on shrimp.
And I came to stand on big business.
We gonna stand on that.
Absolutely.
So your siblings, the Avengers.
Yeah, so I call them that because people don't realize when you watch Marvel, you watch Batman, Superman, any of them, they all went through something.
Yeah.
They've all went through something traumatic where they like lost a parent, they went through foster care.
They were ostracized.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they had to go through that at a young age.
Yes.
And so this is something that I went through it at 11, but I have to also remember that my siblings that came after me, they went through it a lot younger. Mm-hmm. So, and they didn't have some of the memories I had with my mother because I was her right-hand man.
Exactly.
So I've seen everything, from me having to help her sell pills in Acres Homes to me going to go pay the rent in the leasing office. Yeah. I talked about a situation recently to where I had to move strategically when it came to the friends I kept, the company I kept. It had to be beneficial,
right?
Growing up, because my mama didn't tolerate just me being friendly with anybody and whatnot. Because we had very little and whatnot, so we couldn't give up nothing to somebody that didn't have good intentions.
Exactly.
So I want to just be transparent. There was a lot of times when I was growing up. My mother and I and my siblings, we had a one bedroom, and it's all 8 of us in one bedroom. Mm-hmm. That we was fortunate enough, before she passed away, we were in a 2-bedroom apartment, but that still was a lot for all them damn kids.
Absolutely.
And so people don't realize that the sacrifices she had to make, Grandma had to make, and I'm not gonna sit here and say I have the best relationship with my grandmother.
Right.
I can't respect someone that treats my mother like fuck that, like shit.
Yeah, be transparent.
I can't respect no one that treats my mother like shit after what the hell my mother's went through, what she's continued to go through, while she's not here.
What's her issue?
What issue? My mother, my grandmother,
and your mother.
Well, to be honest with you, my grandmother probably has a lot of trauma that she has not addressed, and based on what's going on now, she had a lot of resentment for my mother because of the relationship she did have with my mother's dad. It was like a can of milk situation at the hospital, and I go on by my day. Yeah. So I can understand where she's coming from, but in the same token, where do we break the curses?
Exactly.
Where do we sit here and we try to create innovative ways for you to, or a safe space for you to talk about what the hell happened to you.
Yeah.
And so that way we as a collective and, you know, your not ancestors, but your bloodline can try to heal some of this trauma for you, and we can also heal our traumas as well. But people are not on that same kind of vibration, so I can't speak on what they adhere to and what they understand and comprehend.
Right. Wow. So moving forward, can you tell us a little bit about your mom and her passing? Just you don't have to
absolutely.
go into
No, again, this is like I said, this was an experience that I went through. My story, can't no one ever take that away from me. So I was fortunate enough, in my mother's, her anniversary is on the 27th of this month.
Okay.
She died in 2002. I happened to be 11. My birthday's in July, so I didn't turn 12 into July. So there was a situation to where this is why I try to tell people, if you are going through things, it's better to get it off your chest before you go to bed, because the uncertainty if you're not waking up is very dreadful. And nobody's giving a what is it called, the Willy Wonka passes to where you're gonna go, you know, you're gonna be here the next day. Nobody's giving that.
Right.
Nobody's giving immunity from death.
Exactly.
And whatnot. However, death came to me very young.
Yeah.
So I had an argument with my mother, and I kind of have resentment on how I kind of went to God about the conversation instead of going directly to her. But I feel like sometimes when I was going to directly to her, it was very little movement. It wasn't a lot of conversations, a lot of changes.
Right.
Yeah, and she would tell me to stay in a child's place. And so it's hard to tell a child to stay in a child's place when A, I'm stealing, B, I'm paying, you having me go get money orders to go and drop the money off to rent.
Right.
At times go to, you giving me amount of money and telling me to go put this on the light bill.
Yeah.
At Randall's, things like that.
You're acting as a husband, a grown man.
Yeah,
then you want me to act like a child.
Husband.
Yeah, that's
but
what it is.
When it comes to a point where we need to be mentally mature, then all of a sudden stay in a child's place.
Yeah.
When it almost seems like you are already mentally and emotionally mature enough to be able to handle the responsibilities she needed you to have, but not mature enough for you to get some answers to some things that you need.
Absolutely. And so I get what you're saying, and so it was like you trying to put a muzzle on me.
Yeah.
And
she doesn't want to have to confront her.
Shortcut. Yeah. And that's it's called self-reflection, and a lot of people don't like to. It's a candid process.
Not like it. Oh,
absolutely. And it's
with me being perfect, I don't truly understand the struggles that people go through.
Now you know how to lick my little lips. Like I had to try to understand what the hell he said. Perfect girl. I know he fucking lying.
That's what he said.
I know.
You heard it. We heard it.
The shenanigans.
I know.
It started already. It ain't 10 o'clock yet.
Sean Nanigans.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the new name.
You better you better trademark that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
you
sorry.
just gave me something right there.
Right.
So, long story short, it wasn't never a situation to where I felt. I've never really felt safe in any environment I've been in. You know, being at home with my mother, I never felt safe because there was the uncertain. My mother had a way of doing things. It was like a prison. And even when I got to my grandmother's house, it became hell. It was like hell all over again. And then when I got to my dad's house, it was hell's doorsteps. And then when I got to CPS and TUIC, it was like more so, damn, you in hell.
Yeah.
You know, they done dropped you down here to
levels.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like you at the what is it called? Purgatory.
Yeah.
And then you're in a pit.
Yeah.
And then,
it's like have you read Dante's Inferno?
I have not read that.
And so, I haven't read it all, so I don't sit back like I'm smart and shit. But there are levels to hell.
Yes.
And almost says 7.
Oh, wow.
7 different levels to it, and the bottom of hell is frozen.
Well, see, I done been through all of it and whatnot. So I do have a book that's going to be coming out soon and whatnot.
Plug the name real quick.
Huh? You want me to tell the name?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's going to be more so rising from the ashes like the phoenix and whatnot, because it was a powerful transformation and transmutation that I went through, a lot of death and rebirth processes to where I had to shed old habits. I had to shed old learning behaviors.
Yes.
I had to shed a lot of different things. And so it's like, you know, it was like a snake, and also I was just shedding and shedding and shedding.
Yeah.
And so now I'm in a season to where I can actually enjoy the benefits of what the hell I've been through.
Got it.
And
you
that's
started reaping that now.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so what comes with that is also, again, before I'm living in my truth, I had to do a lot of self-reflection.
Exactly.
There was a lot of things that like I said, I done met the TYC,
Yeah.
which is the Texas Youth Commission for some of those out there in TV land that don't know what that is.
But somebody across the head, or
No, it started with.
and you don't have.
Oh
to
no,
say that.
I don't mind because it's like I said, it's all part of who I am and who I became. So my criminal behaviors, that's what I was telling my Aunt Chondrea. I've been in the court system since I was about 9 years old. My first charge was an arson charge with bodily injury. To where I attempted to burn an apartment complex down. It did sustain significant damage to where obviously I was charged for arson.
Right.
And somebody got hurt as a result of it. The charges of bodily injury was dropped, and then this is all in juvenile, so I don't mind talking about this.
Exactly.
So, like I said, I ended up having to experience my mother having to visit me on 3540 West Dallas, which was the old juvenile placement center here, the JDC. She didn't have a vehicle, so having to see my mother come up in there in a cab and the way she did, and it was traumatic. For me, and especially because there was other ways I could have gotten out things and stuff that I was going through. I had a lot of different experiences to where I ain't gonna lie, I want to burn the motherfucking city down. I wanted to
the Joker.
I did have a situation to where I was at in CPS. I was upset at one of the information I was being told. So Wenderlyn can attest to it, and I love her, but I had almost basically hit her supervisor with a hole puncher because I didn't know how to express what I was going through and the frustrations I was going through. I knew I've always knew I was gifted. I never had an educational problem. It was always behavior.
It was behavior.
It was always behaviors. Never educate. All school education when it came to grades and stuff, A's, B's, bare minimum C's.
You're very intelligent, always.
I take pride in that because your education is something that nobody, no matter how strong, powerful, what the hell they got, they can never take your education from you. And so they can't take away what the hell you know and your experiences and your experience.
And so with that being said, your mom at 9, she's coming to visit you, and then a couple of years later, she passed. Tell us a little bit about her passing.
And how long were you in there before?
I was there for about 15 days, or a few days. I wouldn't say no more than 15 days because of the significance of what happened. So my concern more so was what's going to happen afterwards. So my behavior started to deteriorate. But nobody really, and my family can go back and look at this, but they are aware of it. A month before she died, I've always been a messenger, a vessel. The spirit always uses me in some kind of extent. And so prior to her dying, she had disclosed to me she was pregnant, and so I had told my siblings, I was like, not my siblings, I had told myself, there is no motherfucking way. I already missed 50-something days of school. I don't have no friends as it is. I had to sacrifice. I feel like I was the one sacrificing every fucking
Because you would
day.
be raising those kids.
Because I mean, my mom's sister wasn't babysitting none of us. Grandparents wasn't picking us up like that. So I'm the one that when she ain't there during the week, I'm taking care of trying to make rice, ground beef, and ketchup together and shit. Trying to make sure we
trying to add another one.
So I was like, fuck this.
You were traumatized yourself.
Hell yes. I stand on it. I love my mom. I say, oh, fuck this. I really did say fuck this. And I because I was like, what the fuck am I gonna have?
Exactly.
She was happy, like, you can eat another brother.
Yeah.
Like,
And you know what the crazy part is? My mother already, okay, so let me go ahead and tell you the sequential order of my mother's kids, the ones she had in the household.
Okay.
So I was the oldest. My sister, Kenitra, is a year younger than me. She was born 92. And then we had the twins, DeJuan and Deshaun. They came out, they're twins and whatnot. They were born on Christmas Day.
Okay.
So that was 1 year. The following year on Christmas Day, my brother Gerard was born. And then it was Gabriel, and then it was Kobe, and then it was Jacoby. So, and that's how it went. So Kenitra and I was the ones that was always babysitting. Sometimes my mother would do vindictive things, and I would say like part of them is if she didn't like the way I handled things, she'll leave Kenitra in charge of me, knowing that I'm the oldest,
right?
Knowing I'm for the fucking buck.
Yeah, yeah.
So like you setting the whole house up at this point.
Yeah.
Because I'm for the whoop everybody ass.
Yeah.
That's just how I was. So I was like, oh, so she want this whole house fucked up, because that's what she would come home to, a fucked up house.
Yeah, yeah.
So it really just got upsetting that like we had to make all the sacrifices. Next thing I know, Kenitra is the one waking up, come to wake me up. Oh, hold on, the suicide portion came where I was at home alone because I was suspended.
This was prior to your mom
passing. This is in January of 2002.
You at a young age tried to commit suicide in double digits, like you were 10 or 11?
11. It was the same year, 2002. So what happened, I personally don't know how to, excuse my language, I still survived. All I remember was taking a hand. My mother sold Xanax. She sold Somas. She sold Vicodins. She sold codeine. She sold all types of shit. So
did you ever dabble in it?
Hell no. Like, I'm gonna tell you that no. Now the most I ever did with my mother at that time was alcohol.
Yeah.
And that was like fuzzy navels and shit for New Year's. That's it.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be truthful.
No.
We gonna put it all on the floor today.
No judgment. No judgment.
And that's the most I ever did. I ain't started smoking marijuana until 21, because of the way I was kind of like taught in therapy. That's a fucking no.
Yeah.
And then I tried it one day and I was like, oh girl, this shit is one of the best shit God's made. What the fuck this has been?
You wasn't like a belligerent little kid, like, fuck y'all.
Oh no.
Right.
I was more so the kid that was stealing everything from the classrooms and shit.
I'm talking about why you drink.
Oh no, it was no. That's probably why she let me drink. Let me give me a little sip.
Yeah.
That's probably why she was letting me drink, because I probably started bringing shit to her attention that she probably didn't know at the time.
Real quick, and this is not an indictment on your mom or anything. That's not why I'm asking. You think she looked at you as her peer instead of her child?
You touched on a very significant situation, because a lot of people felt they lose into this whole translation of everything that I went through as a juvenile, that I was a child. I had to remind one of my mother's sisters, well, she only has one sister, that a lot of the stuff that she kept saying, you don't know, and I had this recorded, you don't know what the fuck I went through and what the hell I've been. No, ma'am, I don't know, because first and foremost, we on two different ends of the spectrum.
Exactly.
You got 10 years on me, so when I'm 8, you 18, baby, we not the same.
Yeah.
So you can never do that, and we will never be okay after that, because that lets me know right there you have no empathy or no sympathy.
Right. That's it. Okay, so take us back again to, because we haven't gotten to that part yet of your mom. When you were saying about your, I won't say divine intervention, but you were talking about your suicide.
Yes.
Part.
Okay. So
lead up to it.
After all, like I said, the conversation, I knew something was gonna be off. I knew the situation was gonna bring something out of it that was gonna be negative.
Yes.
And I knew I didn't want to be a part of it. I'm gonna just be real. I didn't want to be a fucking part of it.
Yeah.
I was already sacrificing all of it. So I had waited till she was dead ass asleep in that room. And I went in that room. She had a purse. She always kept a purse on her closet door on the outside of it. And the reason why I noticed, because there was a few times we going in the, she kept everything in there, snacks, all of that in there. So I'll leave all my siblings in there sometimes.
That must have been a big ass purse.
Oh yeah, not the purse, but her closet.
Oh, the closet.
Yeah, she kept all the snacks in there. Oh hell no! But no, she had purses where she was putting lunch meat and shit in there. Ground beef and everything in that purse. So that purse used to be that.
Well, I would love going to the movies with her.
Man, okay,
yeah,
shit.
Look, shit. I'm like,
Rumbo Jacks.
You know what? Baconators.
Sourdough, egg roll.
I'm fucking sick of it.
And some goddamn fuzzy navel.
Yeah, I love me some fuzzy navel. That was our shit right there. So Long story short, I ended up taking a handful of her Xanax pills, heart pills, because she had high blood pressure at the time. Let me take my little sip.
Both together?
Baby, I took a handful of...
You was trying to take yourself out for real.
I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew, just take this shit, some of this shit, just take it, because I needed something to get me the hell up out of here.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah.
Damn. A lot of why I say it's gonna be the butterfly effect because people don't realize like the significance of it till later on.
Exactly.
My mother tried to discredit me. So when I had woke up from when I took all of the pills, I walked in the room and the TV fell on me because I walked into the TV. And this time...
Ooh, and them the big TVs.
I'm about to say, hold on. I always had a VCR on it. So this before the DVDs was created.
Yeah.
So it had the VCR on it. So that hoe fell on me, and that
tape popped up.
Yeah, that big bitch fell on me.
Yeah.
Bruh, you know we don't like when the TV fall on, right?
No, I'm talking about, yeah, I know. No, that big bitch had fell on me. So I was like
the TV.
Yeah. So I was like, hell no.
Yeah.
Long story short, it fell on me. I woke. Next thing I know, I'm being woken up on a stretcher, and all I'm hearing, "Why you do it? Why you do it?" And all I said was, "She's pregnant." Yeah. And she sat there and told everybody. She came back and said, "No, I'm not pregnant. She wasn't pregnant." She said she wasn't pregnant. And come to find out, a month later, after all of that, she dies. So for me to sit here, like I said, I'm one thing about me, I'm not gonna speak on something I have not been through.
Exactly.
Or I don't have the receipts for.
Exactly.
Because I know how it feels to be discredited and disvalidated when you actually have all the validity you need.
Yeah.
So people don't realize that. But I got keeps me some receipts, baby.
Yeah. So let me ask you something. Do you mind sharing? Did she die from complications of pregnancy?
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna lead to that. So let me
Okay,
get my little sip. We gonna keep sipping.
Yeah.
Do you need a refill?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I might need a little. Yeah, we
Can
might
I
need
mix some of this?
Yeah, you can mix as much as you want, baby. So again, for that to happen to me at a young ass age, going through where I'm trying to tell somebody something, and then you lie. You lie because you omit key details and you stack the facts on your side. Yeah. And so at that point, and you also omit lots of information. Yeah. So and you misrepresent the facts. Yeah, I had a problem with that. Right. So yeah, after that happening, my mother and I's relationship deteriorated because you just basically called me a fucking liar in front of the whole fucking family. Yeah. So I leading up to that, I just kept getting suspended. I was fighting and shit, stealing. I was always stealing because I'm gonna tell you why I was stealing. For us to be in a household of 8 kids and my mother was receiving $900 some a month in food stamps, there was no food in the house. And that was a problem with me.
She was selling the stamps.
Absolutely. And her family was capitalizing off of her at her children's expense. Yeah, and people don't realize that. So naturally, when I find out the truth starts unraveling over years. Yeah. So I start, feeling the way I feel, and I'm not going to change that. Yeah. Because I know what the fuck I saw. I know I had to go through. So my friends I'm food aggressive. That's why I cook the way I cook. Because I had nothing growing up. Yeah, absolutely. And the nights I thought about, all I could think about is fucking food. Yeah. And whatnot. So that's where
somebody reached to grab a fry off your plate.
I'll beat somebody up.
I would not be getting them. And you know what? This is.
Oh, that's at the last fry. I'm about to fight over that.
Wait a minute, but I'm gonna have to call him bullshit on him.
All right.
Because he gonna feed you. He gonna take care of you.
That's something he has allocated for you.
This is my
plate.
But I'm just saying, I want to put that disclaimer out there. Yeah. You are one of the most non-selfish people I know.
Can you
people
cook?
Just gravitate. Can he cook?
Baby. So when I be cooking, my ankles do get a little swollen. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, do you get that little piece of fat head off the back of your
So I just wanted to put that out there. But eventually, this conversation keeps leading into a lot. I'm trying to get it back on path.
Yes, ma'am, I got you. Let me go ahead and tell you the truth. Okay, so
are you trying to say
No,
we're enjoying
we just all over.
I get fussed at, bro.
Yeah.
I get fussed at.
By her? Nah, Sean.
Come on, man.
That's right. He know I'm
If we can't just be straightforward and
I'm
honest,
like,
let's continue with the
look, I'm like,
interview.
somebody telling some motherfucking lies,
There you
but we're going to
go.
get to them.
That's right.
We're going to address it.
Anyway.
So, yes, but long story short, she ended up passing in February 27th of complications of miscarriage. My sister woke me up at about, after I made the prayer, I prayed. My sister had came in there and woke me up about 3 o'clock in the morning and told me, Mama wanted me. And I'm like, girl, what the fuck I do this time? Like,
yeah.
And normally if I'm getting woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's to get my ass whooped for something I had did.
Yeah.
So I was already just like, damn, what the fuck I'm getting in trouble for now.
Yeah.
So I go in the restroom and, well, first of all, I walked in her room. She wasn't in there. So I'm like, I go back in the room and ask my sister, where is she?
Yeah.
She tells me she's in the restroom and she's in the tub. So I go up in there. I wasn't prepared to see some of the shit I was seeing. Like, I started seeing an enormous amount of blood. I started seeing chunks of meat coming out. She was, wheezing, like not wheezing, woozy. Yeah. And so at this point, all I can do is tell her, like, what's going on? What do I do? I called 911. So as soon as I saw the blood, because I knew right away to call. So she gets mad at me for calling 911, telling them, don't you open my motherfucking door. So I'm like looking at her like, girl, I can't stop you from bleeding. I ain't no motherfucking surgeon. I ain't no doctor. I don't know. I ain't no nurse.
I couldn't even imagine.
I'm not even a medical assistant. So how the hell I'm supposed to, So I naturally, this is what I'm thinking. My instincts kicked in. So I was like, okay, so the best I can do for you is we're gonna move your ass to this bed.
Yeah.
If you continue to bleed, I have no choice but to do what I need to do.
Right.
So I put her in her bed. I lay on the floor next to her as I'm sitting there. So I lapse and let 15, 20 minutes go by, and I wake up. She just still the whole mattress is submerged in there in blood. So I'm like, oh wow. So I have to call 911 again.
Did you let them in the first time?
No, because I was scared. I ain't gonna lie, blood or no blood, I still felt like I was gonna get my ass whooped somehow.
So you listened to what your mom said.
Because my mom was on her deathbed and she'll still be ready to whoop some ass.
Exactly.
Whoop the nurse ass, the doctor's ass for telling her, you got me fucked up. She gonna have something to say.
Exactly.
So I was like, oh no, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So eventually, when they came this time, I had to let them in, and they took her. And I didn't hear from her until about 11:30 in the afternoon. Not in the afternoon, but going into noon.
Yeah.
And this all happened starting at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So my siblings, which I called them the kids at the time because they were all younger than me. And they didn't know what the hell was going on.
Right.
So I had to get them all dressed for school except Jacoby. And I had to get them all ready for school like nothing happened.
Right. Did you have to clean up all the blood?
I had to do that.
I'm not trying to.
No, I know. No, I'm only just breathing because it's not re-traumatizing. It's just breathing because, you have to go back and then I'm seeing all of the stuff in the moment again. So, and I just take deep breaths because it's just a lot to bear. So I had to clean up. We ain't have no food. So I was sitting there that whole day. What the fuck am I gonna eat? What is my brother gonna eat? I can't leave him unattended because his mental level is not there. Right, he was a little underdeveloped at the time. So it was a lot that I had to take off and kind of put into different retrospects and perspectives at a fucking young age.
Oh my God.
So she goes to the hospital. I get a phone call from her. She tells me, hey, I'm proud of you. I love you. I'm going to go in surgery. I'll call you when I get out. That was the last time I ever heard from her. So that was that all fucking went down in less than 12 hours after me praying. So
what was your prayer? Do you mind sharing with us a little bit?
Yeah, I can, because I honestly, I didn't pray directly to Jesus. Right. I'm gonna say exactly. I said to whoever's listening, I need intervention, or not intervention. I need somebody to come help because the way everything is transpiring in the household, the abuses and stuff that I was going through, that we'll get to in a little bit.
Right.
I was always peeing in the bed. I was being punished for things that was after the after exposures of an abuse or of abuse. So I started having different behaviors I started displaying. So I was just being punished for all of them, which was not fair to me at all. So I kept saying that I wanted somebody to come in and just take me away from all of this.
Yeah.
I wanted change because the way I was on a collision course for hell, prison, or death. Like definitely gonna die because there's no telling. The way I was stealing. It wasn't no little petty cash I was steal. The kids, they would raise money for Astroworld for the kids. I'm taking $1,000. Fuck them kids.
Yeah.
My siblings come first. My mama come first.
Yeah.
And no, so I would go up and steal the stuff from the teachers, helping them look for it.
Yeah.
So.
What last place you saw it?
Yeah. Helping them look for it, like, shit like that. So, it was real.
Mm-hmm.
It was really real. A lot of people don't notice, like I said, the shit I had to go through.
Exactly.
So I was like, something got to give.
Yeah.
And I'd rather it be a situation that changes and alters what we're all on the collision course for.
Right.
Because if my mom was here, there was a lot of blessings that people don't realize. My mother and my dad, and we'll talk about him in a little bit too, but he basically, they didn't go to college. My mother she got out of high school, never went to college. Dad didn't finish high school because he whooping my mama ass in school and get kicked out of school. So it was a lot of stuff. Yeah. So yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for sharing that because that was a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
That was a lot, and you did it in such a healthy manner. I definitely appreciate you and to be able to have a little humor and still.
It's growth, and it's it's part of experience. You know, like I said, just because it's negative don't mean you got to act negative.
Exactly. There we go. That part right there, and we're gonna definitely keep that in mind. You call my name?
No, he said. I think he whispering over there. I think that's the Bellini talking.
That may be. I don't think I'm gonna let Sean drink that.
I think that's the Bellini over there.
Oh shit!
I don't know.
My God.
Look, I'm like all that. Look, that little sugar doing that. Peaches doing that to him over there. Yeah.
So we covered your mom. We basically covered just a portion of your childhood. Talk to us about some of the other traumas that you've had to endure.
So. My sexualization period started at around roughly 5 to 6. It just was. There's the list of the perpetrators go on. It ranges from a god uncle, which was like my mother's god brother, to a minister, a bishop here in the city. So it's just been a lot to not just that. I was getting my ass whooped every damn day for peeing in the bed.
Yeah.
I stole something because my mama made me. She taught me how to steal.
Yeah.
So she had me doing a lot of things that I wasn't supposed to be doing. So I didn't have no switch to know when I'm supposed to be stealing, not supposed to be stealing.
Exactly.
I know if I want it, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I ever had, and I'm kind of glad my mama whooped my ass for this because it was wrong.
Yeah.
But there was this boy on this bike, and I want that damn bike. And I told him, I pushed him off the bike. I said, "Bitch, give me this bike."
Yeah.
And pushed him off the bike. So they saw me riding around the bike in the neighborhood. So they saw where I went to. They came knocking on the door. Your son kicked my son off the bike and took his bike. My mama tore my ass up in front of that lady. So I kind of, but I had to learn like certain things you don't play with, know. And so I kind of
do this, but
don't do that because that kind of trick. If you think about it, had I not had that intervention, my black ass would be doing what out here, robbing folks.
You already know.
Yeah, so like I'm kind of grateful for that. So it would be sometimes the whoopings would be blessings in disguise, but in the same token, it has to come from a right place with me because I'm a Leo.
Yeah.
But I'm big and I'm strong.
Yeah.
But I'm sensitive.
Exactly.
I'm sensitive.
And as a kid, if you're doing all kind of things that are wrong, there's no gray area with you. It's either this is what we're doing,
exactly,
or this is not what we're doing, and then you get an ass whooping for it. It's like, well, goddamn, I'm confused.
Yeah,
absolutely. So that's what I'm getting at. None of my upbringings was concrete. Everything had subjective to it. Everything was subjective.
Did the rest of your siblings get the same treatment?
No.
It's you. You're the adult in the situation, and you should know.
And which was more mad. I can't fault them for having alternative experiences and realities. With that being said, what I'm saying is like I can't fault them for not going to foster care with me or not going to TYC with me, because some things, if you just called, you just called.
Yeah.
And many are called.
Yeah.
But very few are chosen.
Yeah.
And like I said, I had a lot of traps. And I would say this trap set up for me to fail, and I tiptoed through most of them because and whatnot. And I had to learn how to walk again and navigate through that path because it was a lot of stuff that was basically designed to fuck me off at a young age.
Yeah, Lord. So do you think that with all of the molestations that took place, did it affect you in your sexual relationships? Did it make you
We can talk about that. Yeah, we can talk about it. Let's talk about it, baby.
Like, what did that do for you?
So, prior to me getting into foster care, I still had feelings for other girls. I tried to, there was like, at the daycare, I remember dating a girl named Latasha Gardner. She was from Lincoln City. I had girlfriends. I was never the ugly duckling, baby. I had the women. The women was after me. And so, but in the same token, based on my experiences, I just feel like something was always out of place.
Yeah.
And whatnot. Like, even like if I kissed a girl, just feel like something was just not right or out of place with me.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was, I got a lot of people bullying me in school. I'm sure. But you can't pay them $5 no, you can't pay them $100 to even come up to me today.
Right.
And try that same, they ain't got that same energy. If keeping the same energy was a person, it'll be me.
Could you like 6'5"?
No, baby, 6'8". 6'8",
I don't know how you was
6'8", 273 pounds.
Yeah. You lift it up. Yeah,
it's like kind of odd, but 6'8".
Yeah.
263. Yeah, no, 273. My apologies. I just got.
So even if you think a nigga can't fight, that's.
Yeah.
It's just too much to deal with.
Yeah. That's too much, man.
Yeah.
But they don't have that. They don't have that same energy.
Absolutely, because.
So were you shorter when you were?
Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you I had a growth spurt. Okay, so when my mom passed away, because I got all my records, like, because I've been through so many different, systematic and state placements and federal, it was federally funded. Yeah. So I ended up getting into foster care at 5'9", 141 pounds at 12 years old.
Wow.
And by the time I was 14, I was 6'5", 220. What? So had I just, had they sprinkled a little nourishment, had my dad done certain things, we could have both been reaping the blessings right now.
Okay, absolutely.
But you was out here too busy chasing the cooter hooters.
Yeah.
And the sugar shack, you went, so.
In his defense, cooter hooters.
Yeah. I had to be, I had to mitigate it and litigate it.
Yeah, that part.
So,
oh my God.
Yeah, they were trying to, he was chasing Boochie Cat.
Yeah, all of it.
So, yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, my daddy had hazel eyes.
Yeah.
He's from my dad's side of the family. They're all Creole.
Yeah.
We're actually related to Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
On our, he's a bishop as well. My name on Facebook is Shelly Bishop. I am working through changing my last name. In order to do that, you have to make sure all your taxes and stuff is right. Yeah. All of this other stuff is right.
It's a process.
We're aware.
I
done did it twice.
Yeah, so I wanted to get mine changed to Bishop because the last name I do have, I have no blood ties to. So, and that kind of already is a deficit because on the spiritual side of things, it's like you take it, you gotta, it goes deeper.
Yeah.
So in the long lines that come with this about me, about the name change. So my last name is Purnell.
Okay.
All of my siblings' last name Purnell, but my oldest three siblings' father is Purnell. So she was in love with that man.
Yeah,
she just never changed the name. Yeah. So all of the rest of it was 7 of us.
Yeah.
All of the rest of us.
Very similar. Yeah, we have a lot of I know we continue to divert and digest this.
But it's pertinent. And so when my son was born, I made a priority that it ends here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So my son's last name is Warner, which is what my mother's maiden name is.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
That made sense to me.
Yeah.
I could have gave him my dad's last name, but
Yes.
it's a whole nother
Yeah, see,
story.
my
Exactly.
last name was supposed to be Whitfield, and whatnot, based on how the blood went and the stuff. But you know, I'll take Bishop. You know,
absolutely. From your dad.
Yeah, it took him a while to come around based on, you know, like I told you, my daddy beat the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
And that's how I got put in foster care. And
Why was he so aggressive towards you?
look, I'm like, no, it's not.
So we won't jump. Wait a minute. Let's go back to us talking about, so our audience won't be confused. Be like, they're all over the place because it's just so much to unpack.
It is.
So let's go back and let's talk about, you were saying about them being bullying. We talked about the growth spurt.
Yeah.
And then from there, push us forward finish with the
Women's.
the women.
Okay, yeah, so I got in foster care. Some of the placements I was in was co-ed, which is girls and boys and whatnot. So I had girlfriends and whatnot. Ultimately, I felt more comfortable with men based on the level of my feminine level at the time. And it was easier for me to adopt that role because everybody and their mama already kept saying I was gay and whatnot. At that point,
they willed it on you.
Yeah, and I hadn't even at that point voluntarily fucking slept with a man.
Yeah.
All my shit was involuntarily at that point.
Exactly.
So it's just, you know, it was a lot of trauma that came from that. So I was like, well, I had my first consensual experience in foster care, and it actually went well. And I was like, okay, this is something I probably can dig, and that's just what it was.
Yeah, but it wasn't an initial choice.
No,
and
it was pressed on me by society and my fucking peers. Yeah,
that's why we have to be careful about our tongues. Our tongues
is
a
weapon.
Powerful.
It can be weaponized.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then, so as you proceed forward in your relationships, did it cause you to be promiscuous in any way?
Girl, I ain't gonna lie. I personally would stay my lane, but these niggas was chasing me.
That's what it was. Okay.
The niggas, so like group homes leading to me getting into TYC, like I had boys sneaking in my motherfucking window.
Wow.
That lived at the placement. I had boys that I was going to school with that would come, you know, they parked their car on the side of the X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And then sneak through the window. And we would, you know, they stayed the night and shit, you know, things like that.
These quote unquote straight males.
90%, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I've never had a real relationship genuine with someone that has identified as strictly gay.
Why?
As of right
it's
now,
because it's and that's, you know, that's going back to, you have to think about it, Chondrea. I was in a relationship with Santos for 7 years.
I know, but I didn't know he didn't identify as
when I first met him, he was as a straight man and whatnot, and yeah, dead ass.
See, you never shared that with
me. But mama know.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly all of the guys that I dated identified as straight. Like this is what I about brother back there. If I'm lying, I'm flying. I ain't got no wings. My big ass ain't got none.
Yeah.
But
that we know of.
Yeah, look, I'll show them, girl. Because gas be cutting up. You hear me?
So and here's the thing. I'm trying to make sense of it. And I can say a lot of stuff, but I won't. Well,
sometimes you gotta say it. Get it off your chest.
No, because it involved a jail thing.
Based on, I know what you're talking about, like based on where they are at the time.
Yeah,
but some of them still, after I got out of TYC and stuff, they still hitting me up.
But if you date a guy, for 7 years, isn't he gay?
But in his defense, and I don't like to admit, to certain things, but this motherfucker was still getting pussy.
Oh.
Yeah, he was not for me, but you know.
Of course not. Shit.
But he was still getting some, and like I would have to wake his ass up at 3 o'clock in the morning and shit.
Wait, we gotta stop.
But I'm being dead ass. Y'all cutting up. I'm just being.
Oh my god.
Jesus. Okay. Gathering.
So, I'm trying to. Man, I wish I had my.
gathering myself.
What you need over there? You
got it.
Okay, you looking like me when I fell at the club the other night. I was looking for my cell phone.
It ain't nothing like falling in public, bro. But anyway.
Stay on track, because we got too much to unpack.
Yeah, well, so I'm trying to understand it. All right, so I straight male. Like they call it now, cis male, with all that nonsense.
That's all, but that's another conversation.
Yeah, it's a whole nother I can't wrap my mind around the idea that either due to proximity or lack thereof of a female, that you'll be with a man, or that you could be in a relationship with a man for 7 years and still, I don't care if you are going out and having sex, there's nothing wrong with how you sexually identify, but you're putting a false label on what it is that you're doing.
Yes.
I'm trying to understand that. Now, part of this, but I'll probably say this too much. I'm an older guy. And back in the day, we just called it what it was.
Yeah.
For better or for better or for worse, most people don't give a shit.
Exactly.
But you're running around
telling
here.
everybody you're straight.
That's
you're
not.
sleeping with me. But
Am
that's why
I'm misinformed.
But that's why I'm writing my book.
Yes.
And I'm for to talk about it because a lot
You're
of
not
these
gonna
men,
expose nobody, right?
maybe not.
You gotta change their names.
Absolutely.
Change
Absolutely.
okay.
Yeah,
But in the same token, they don't know by reading the book who the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That is beyond insanity.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
It is. It's so deceptive, and we've said that before.
And that's just based on what I'm learning in psychology now.
Yeah.
It's all psychological warfare.
Exactly.
And then I'm a victim in it as well because of you not living in your fucking truth. But I'm living in my truth, and I'm having to. You're not giving me a fair shot. Your mama's already coming at me with some negative shit and all of this extra shit, So it was a lot of stuff I had to really deal with. I still to this day get men's baby mamas and shit texting me, calling me, wives calling me. I'm like, what the? I ain't slept with X, Y, and Z and
forever.
Yeah, and I know it's good.
One more question, and I'm gonna relinquish it because I don't want to get in trouble.
No.
I mean.
You gonna stop doing my auntie? I got you, auntie.
Thank
Somebody
you.
got you up
Oh
here
my
today.
God, I appreciate
We're gonna
you.
wake it the fuck up.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. Do you think it's 50-50 as far as a straight man saying that he will deal with a non-straight male? Is it 50-50 or you think?
Honestly, based on, I'm gonna just tell you on my experience. I don't feel like none of these niggas is straight no more.
Yeah.
All of them dibbling and dabbling, whether it's with a gay male or the trainees. They doing something out here that's undercover.
Does it stop at a certain age group though? Is it like the young,
you got some
young
young peers? No, you got some young peers doing the same shit. That's probably paying for it. That's probably paying for it.
Don't say it like I'm responsible.
You know,
No. I'm saying you out there damn near alone.
Okay, so let me go ahead and talk about this because I can talk on experience.
I got you.
So back in the day, I used to be a lady of the night, and so I used to do drag, and I had males that were married and do things like that. They would come in there and pay me, give me $400-$500 for half an hour to do certain things that their wives can do.
Yeah.
And they just like it's just something else. And I ain't gonna lie, everything was protected, but in the same token, I know what the hell. Most of these men came in there with wedding bands on.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And
they
so
try to
these
put
are.
them in their pocket.
Well, that one the only thing I was I ain't worried about what they was putting in their pocket. I was worried about what they was coming out the pocket.
Okay.
That's all I was worried about. That was my job. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
You never just, and I'm done after this.
No, do you?
When you're having this experience with them, and I'm not gay, like Riley on.
I'm laughing in my head.
On Boondocks, like, nigga, you gay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like you're, and recognize that my oldest sister is gay. So I've been around gay people my entire life. I don't give a shit.
Exactly. That's bedroom business.
But I'm just trying to understand the thought process between.
Well, it's more so justification in their head before they do what they do. That's why they say, I'm straight. No, motherfucker, you not, because you done pulled your whole, what out.
Yeah.
And you over here touching my areolas.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm trying.
Y'all quit touching this man raviolis, man.
You're my pasta. My stuffed pasta shells.
Sorry. Well, we do have a disclaimer on this system.
We did.
Right,
Parental
I'm
discretion
sorry.
is
I'm sorry.
advised.
We gotta remind ass.
Oh wow, we got comments, we got views.
There are questions that we have, in myself and a lot of other guys that are straight, and we're just trying to wrap our mind around it because we have black women say these things about us, and we personally get offended.
Well, I'm telling you, from my experience, I've been who I am for a long time, almost 20 plus years, and based on what I've seen, I know it's consistent.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna argue that. Because you're privy to a whole side of it that I just don't.
Yeah.
And then
but that's an underworld you haven't been in, so
right. So I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm
heterosexual man.
I was gonna say a poon hound.
What is that?
Well, I mean, what you call it? A kombucha?
Boochie cat. Boochie cat.
Boochie cat. Yeah, man. I like.
Boochie cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
He's
it's.
saying about you.
Yeah.
I understand that, but that's the disconnect that
He
I
like that. He like that fuzzy navel.
So, okay, I'm sorry, Sean. Go ahead.
Okay. It is a lot to unpack. Y'all gonna hear
We
me
having
say
a good
that about
show.
a
We having a
million.
good show.
We
This is
are.
great.
Y'all gonna hear me
Y'all
say
see,
that
I'm just
about-
over here like a Christmas gift. You just keep unraveling.
Yeah,
It's the
we
gift that
keep on.
keep giving.
I really need to see the comments on this shit. But anyway, go ahead, though.
So let's finish up. So we talked about what it led you to being a lady in the night. I love how you phrased that.
Jezebel.
Jazzy Bell.
I was a Jezebel. But I wasn't on no streets though. I just
Right.
let that be known. I was not on no corners.
Right.
I ain't have no pimp.
Yeah.
None of that.
I appreciate
I
that.
had to clean it
I
up.
appreciate that.
All my shit was my money.
Yeah, you had to divvy it up.
I ain't have to pay
Nobody.
do no payout.
He was enterprise.
Shit.
So with that being said,
This is going well.
from that promiscuous behavior, which probably satisfied your needs as well, then where did you go from there?
I like the girl, so I just stayed gay. I
Yeah.
never kissed the girl. I ain't gonna lie, I might have a drink or two.
Yeah.
And might grab some titties. That's
Yeah.
about it. That's as far as it goes.
But
I
you
ain't
never went further with
No, ma'am.
the-
I ain't never seen no woofer snaff in real life.
What do you
I don't do all of that. I ain't never.
Yeah.
When you
The only
touch
lips
the
I
titties-
see is these.
You ain't never sniffed
when you
it.
touch the titties, do you like? Man,
Sometimes I put
I'm
my
digging
face in
this.
there to smell them, make sure they smell good.
But you still enjoy that.
No, but just more so because I'm drunk and they my
You
face.
being extra.
It ain't my
Yeah.
face.
I got
Okay.
If they big, girl.
Yeah.
I was a child once. Shit, I like titties.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you.
I was breastfed. I was the firstborn girl. She stopped doing after me.
Yeah.
And I need to list
Oh, it's
these
privilege.
euphemisms for vagina after you're done.
Oh
so I
yeah,
can use
we
it.
gonna
Write it down.
this shit gonna be trademarked. So
I'll hashtag it. You good,
Yeah.
bro? I got you. Okay.
Okay. So then we got past that part. So now let's talk about not going involved with some of the, as we talked about, like in detail with name calling and stuff like that, or anything that'll make you feel like you're reliving it. We don't want that.
Absolutely.
With the non-consensual
experiences.
Yeah.
It started in that wasn't my first experience. My first experience kind of started with a babysitter's son, and then it trickled down to a few years later. It happened so many damn times. Some of these people were like cousins of people, and whatnot, older cousins of people. So I don't know the last names of certain people. I just know what they went by.
Right.
So for years I couldn't bring the person that did this to me, my grandparents' house, to justice because I didn't know his name, his last name, while I was in foster care. So they couldn't prosecute someone. They only knew the name. Let's just say he has a common name. So let's just say, for example, Alex.
Yeah.
They didn't know his last name.
Yeah.
So with that being said, when it got down to me getting out of foster care, he hung himself. He started sending me messages. I sent him a message the first message I sent to him was, I wasn't mad at you, because me learning what I'm learning in therapy and on just this journey, period, it started from somewhere. Someone had to stigmatize him, violate him, oppress him, do something to where he has to go and feel like he has to go get his power back. Exactly. So it all starts from somewhere.
Yeah.
So the part that didn't sit right with me is when I got out of foster care, I just wanted to reach out to let you know, because I was on my own journey of healing, letting people know that wronged me, I forgave them, and I'm moving forward. So he ended up starting sending me more messages, saying, I think I know what you're talking about, and whatnot, text me, or whatever the case was. So I told him to text me, and when he did text me, and he acknowledged it was wrong, he asked, can we do it again? And so at this point, you in your late 20s, I'm only, 18, or whatever at the time, it just felt more inappropriate. And so, as a concerned person as I am, I'm concerned about the safety of relatives, because the people that don't know. So I took
and this man was around your whole family.
Yes.
Oh,
and also just, now he has a family of his own.
Yeah.
And from what I've gathered from intel, he seeks out women that has male children and lesbians included, you know. So you stop at no expense to get your gratification that's victimizing and traumatizing the society and the communities. And so, like I tell everyone, me studying psychology and criminology, I naturally have an oath that I have to protect innocence, lives, and the community. And so I can't sit here and tell someone to come forward about their traumas when I'm letting you get away with the hell you're doing for so long. So naturally, those are kind of things that happen. I had staff violating me in CPS. There will be times I'll be asleep and staff are coming in there touching on me. Or I woke up to one staff having his jacket, his tallywhacker while over my face and stuff. So it was like, and I woke up to seeing him doing the same thing to another peer a few days later. So and these are the staff that's supposed to be working 10 to 6, 10 over.
Serve and protect as well.
And that was,
oh my God! How did you ever trust again? After these
it's hard.
It's people in authority.
It's really hard, and that's one of the reasons why I'm naturally defensive. If those who know me, it takes a little while. I'm like a big ass onion. To get to the core, you have to peel through a lot of fucking layers with me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna volunteer information if I don't fuck with you. And I sense energy based on the experiences I've been through.
Absolutely. So with that being,
yeah. I ain't got my purse up in here.
Don't shoot nobody.
No, I ain't. Who said I had to shoot somebody?
What
if I just want to hit somebody with it?
No offense, but you don't look like a hit a nigga with a purse.
No, not the purse. I wasn't talking about the purse.
I know.
So with that being said, I'm about to ask something that we didn't talk about. That is, and you do not have to answer it at all. With, it said hurt people. With all these people hurting you, have you ever had any thought to do some of the things that's been done to you?
Honestly, I had my own experiences to where I had to recognize what the fuck I was doing and they did to me was wrong.
Yeah.
I went through intensified therapy to realize that, and again, I was a child when all of this happened to me and what I did as a child. So none of that trickled down to my adulthood, but it's very pivotal for people to realize that a sexual abuse experience and a perpetrator still on the loose and continue to do things. And you also, as a victim, you have a duty as well, which is to talk to somebody about your experiences, to understand that what you went through was not a representation of who you are, and et cetera. So it's very pivotal for people to realize that, but some people don't realize it until it's too late. And then they have the charges pressed against themselves, or or it trickles down to their adulthood, and when you get that juvenile detention slip, it's different when it hits compared to an adult.
Yes.
So I was fortunate enough to have those experiences when I was young and whatnot, and get the therapy and the counseling that I needed when I was young. And whatnot. Like my heart hurt for people that's out here that has no counseling, no recollection of what really, 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 really happened to them and how it has left a stain on their souls.
What is intensified therapy?
I went through sexual behavior treatment programs because I started becoming promiscuous. That was everything that I started doing. Hell, I was hunching on everything. I was hunching on beds. I was hunching on people. I was doing a lot of stuff that I was not supposed to be doing because I was so sexualized at a young age with no interventions.
Wow. And you can help a lot of people because we talked, and I definitely feel you could serve with having a therapy session, meaning like
a group session.
To help those out there, because it's a lot of people.
And I'm learning how to conduct those myself right now in clinical psychology. So once I'm ready, I'll definitely create a safe space.
You got to. Because just think of all the people who didn't have that opportunity to have a safe space.
Yeah.
This is a lot of heavy.
But I told you it was going to be heavy. It's great stuff, but it's like, when you called, you called.
That's right.
No matter, you got to answer that call. So when I was called for a certain reason, I have a duty, a purpose, and I'm standing on that. I lead a lot of organizations in San Antonio, so and I'm around children. So that came with me having to talk about the stuff that I'm not happy about,
Exactly.
and whatnot. And I also have to realize that some of these children that I do interact with are victims of crimes, and
Yes.
I want them to see me in a positive light in my healing journey and what the hell I'm doing, despite what these motherfuckers did to me.
Right, that's right. So that is a perfect segue. Can you tell us about the clubs that you are in? Woo
Oh yeah,
and BCFS?
BCFES. Okay,
Yes.
so I am the president currently of WOO, which is considered the Wings of Opportunity. It's a council group.
What's the technical name? I'll throw it on the screen.
WOO, WOO, like like WOO, the one Jada played in back in the day.
Yeah.
So it's Wings of Opportunity. It's based in San Antonio. We're working on getting it, branched out to the state level to where we're meeting with youth councils and advisory councils from different counties. That's the biggest one I'm in and whatnot. But I'm also a part of the Baptist Child Fostering Educational Success, which is BCFES.
Yes.
And I'm on there as a member as well. There's internships roles and stuff like that. They have them based everywhere in Texas because it became a statewide law that they had to do certain things that for the kids that were coming out of foster care, the kids that went through certain things to help them have innovative experiences in college, realizing that certain key ages are pivotal for development. So with that being said, people don't know this, but I entered college with just a GED and whatnot. So I didn't get my high school diploma until years later after I had to fight for it because of the institution I was in. Unfortunately, go ahead.
No, you go. Go ahead, brother.
Unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize you can go to college with a GED. It took me a lot longer to finish because I had so many different traumas and barriers, triggers, different. I had my first semester on the college campus. It wasn't the best experience for me. I realized, like later on, looking back at it, I had a lot of social anxiety, and so people don't realize social anxiety is a big thing in the collective.
Yeah.
And so those are things that I had to deal with, but I'm grateful to realize those now and try to advocate for different ways.
Since you've been in school, you say you got in under your GED, and like the first 2 years out, I'm aware that you're right now going through something else in school. So what's going on with your educational process?
I graduate in December. I'm a double major, criminology and psychology. Since I've been back to San Antonio in 2022, I moved back in the summer. I got my degree in my associates in May of last year, which I graduated, and it prompted me to I applied for several schools. I did get accepted to one in Austin, which is UT at Austin, but that acceptance letter came late. At the point where I was at already in my admissions process with UTSA, the same day that I got my identification card in the mail was the day I got my notification that UT accepted me. So I was like, well, I'm so far ahead in this, let me just stay where the fuck I'm at.
Exactly.
And let's see how this goes. And I've been grateful to be at the University of Texas at San Antonio. I want to give a shout out to Miss Peggy, which is the president's wife. She does have a lot of hands-on stuff with the kids that are in foster care. So I commend and salute people that are willing to go in here and change the dynamic of how these children feel, what they experience, and also these are memories that these kids can have forever.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I'm significant on.
So was that one of the when you did the Christmas when you did the Christmas? It was with Miss Peggy.
Yes.
Oh, I saw some of that work. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay.
We went in there and fed the kids.
Yes.
We got them. We did a raffle on tablets. We gave each kid a backpack with their own JBL speaker, a journal. For them to start journaling and stuff like that. We put scriptures and stuff in there pertaining to self-love and self-care. Things like that. Just so they're not forgotten. I know how it feels to just be fed to the wolves. Everybody can't come back leading the pack. And I was able to come back and now I'm leading the pack and creating change. Everybody's not called to do that.
That's right. Wow.
Thanos good.
Yeah, and I want to say one more thing. The book campaign I do have. Yes, I was gonna say the book campaign I do have is in San Antonio so far. I'm working. We're going to be having drop-off locations at the college campuses, so people can drop books off and we can donate those to the kids that are in care. So because literacy, first and foremost, knowledge is power.
Yes.
And I used to escape my realities and what I was going through by reading books and whatnot. So it could take your mind in different places. And not just that, the literacy rate amongst kids that are coming out of foster care is below the national average compared to their counterparts.
Wow.
So that's something that people don't know.
Yeah.
So that's something that I'm trying to change the narrative on.
Oh, I love that. So that book campaign, the impact that you plan on that having is to heighten their IQ.
Absolutely.
Their belief in themselves. Because reading those books too, self-help, they can discover so many things about themselves and empower them. What other things are you hoping to come out of it? Is there anything else?
I'm hoping to eventually try to partner with Nike, Reebok, Adidas. I don't care if it's Under Armour. I don't even care if it's Shaq's at this point.
Yeah.
I want the message, amplified loud and clear that we see you guys, we understand what y'all going through, and we want y'all to continue to thrive and succeed. And not just that, there's so many different messages that can come from those kind of brands and whatnot based on the apparel and the target audience alone. So that's something I'm eventually hoping for.
Wow. Is there a name for your book campaign?
No, I have not dived in that yet. I want to get a website and stuff going, and whatnot. So I have not been able to brainstorm on that just yet. Yes. It's probably gonna.
Y'all drop y'all comments if y'all have a name for his book campaign pending watching this episode.
Yeah, we open for some suggestions.
That's right. Yeah. Please.
So, but that's just
so
significant. Awesome. That's the only thing I'm really trying to do at this point because I don't have my own children, and I sympathize, empathize, and understand what those kids in foster care go through each holiday. Having to spend time with strangers, being forgot about, or just seeing, your family at home living their lives and you just going through what you're going through. And like I said, my experiences in foster care was not pretty, but I had some blessings and guardian angels through my experience that helped change my dynamic and my way of thinking.
Yeah.
Do you want your own kids?
Yeah, absolutely. My first child is likely going to be adopted because of the relationship I have with the system.
Right.
I had, it was uncomfortable. I had a lesbian asking, can she have a vial of sperm for me? Just recently, can she take me on a date? Because my genetics, but I
told you to try it.
You know what? I'm fucking sick of it. I don't do nothing. Look, the only fish I do is fried.
Okay, I'll keep my comments to myself and my suggestions.
Hey, did you notice how I kept completely silent?
Yeah, I can't believe you did. I'm proud of you. Shit.
I'm learning, man.
He cutting up this morning, but
he did.
He got his little. He cutting up, but he ain't bite you yet.
Not yet, but it's coming. Ooh,
no. This is eye opening, honestly. We touched on it briefly on another episode, but I have a good friend of mine whose daughter's going through the adoption process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I got this.
No, don't just say good friend. You got to say his name. You say his name. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. We love Steve.
Yeah.
Steve's daughter's going through the adoption process, brother. It's hell for somebody that just really dying or fiending. Not fiending, it's not the right word. Their desire is so strong for
children.
Yeah. And they have to. You have to be well off almost in order to adopt a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the whole idea, and I wasn't raised by either parent, so I had to have an empathy towards the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so it's just eye-opening. I've seen a different part of it. I haven't had an in-depth conversation with somebody that's been in CPS who's had to deal with what you've dealt with. And so now you start putting all the pieces together, and even though I wasn't raised by either parent and I bounced around a little bit, I didn't experience what you experienced or having to be outright adopted by somebody. So I really respect I respect the perspective that you've given to me.
Thank you. And it's just more so I can only just speak on the thoughts and my process and whatnot. Like I said, everybody has a different journey.
Absolutely.
Everybody has a different race that they're having to get to. Everybody's distance of their race ain't gonna be the same.
Right.
Everybody's results ain't gonna be the same.
Right.
But as long as you get to the finish line and it's with integrity, you're gonna win every time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a word right there. So what changes have you made and what have you learned from your experiences?
Well, baby, I don't steal no more. I used to steal.
I used to
steal like I was a kleptomaniac.
Yeah.
Klepto.
Yeah, I was a klepto. Yeah, I was a klepto.
Remember to count our mics when you leave here, okay?
Oh,
I'm gonna count them.
I know y'all fucking lying. Look,
if I wanted it, should I just take
all of this shit right now?
tripods, the cameras.
But-
He even gonna take that little incense stick. How them Sean it's gonna be?
I know you fucking lying. I know y'all lying.
You know, it's just
You know we ain't shit, bro.
I know,
We gotta
but I ain't
harass
shit neither sometimes.
we love you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love y'all too.
If you can't come to this motherfucker and open up, you just not gonna open
I'm
up.
trying to tell
Yeah,
you.
now I'm like I said, everybody has their own way of cracking eggs.
Yeah.
Some people have a way of cracking nuts.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying, like, you know, some people use nutcrackers, some people hit their nuts across the
Oh,
table.
okay. I didn't know where you was going.
I wasn't talking. See, you know
I'm
what?
just- I
I'm
don't
fucking
know.
sick at it. So when I'm fucking sick at it because y'all motherfuckers here are not motherfucking real. Motherfuckers are not fucking real. I'm telling you right motherfucking now that these two right here are not fucking real. Woo! Y'all motherfuckers from Pluto or something.
Oh my god.
The Bermuda.
I'm trying not to have these tears coming out my eyes. Oh my God.
Shit, I don't know how you control it.
I'm trying.
I'm fucking sick at it. We're gonna talk about it today.
Dude, I was sleepy as hell when I got to the studio.
Yes.
Not now.
Not now.
Yeah. I told you I was here to wake it up, baby.
Okay.
Sean had us get up at 7 a.m.
Stop. Don't do that to the people. Well, I got up before y'all. I was up at 5 to be able to get here.
Oh, wow.
And to be
Bless
able to
your
get our
heart.
things.
Look,
you
bless
know.
your heart, auntie.
Exactly. So.
Bless your promptness heart.
Okay.
Your
So-
prompts.
So what are the changes you've made and learned from your experiences?
A lot of it is more so I've had a lot of philosophical teachings I've taught myself and whatnot. And a lot of people don't realize philosophers are not necessarily doctors, lawyers, and nothing like that. They're people that innovative thinkers and people that have actually been through things.
Yes.
So me going through hell like my entire childhood, I just want peace.
Yeah.
I want healing. My family when I say my family, my selected family, my best friends that have been on the same path, that have been, similar things that I have went through. Some of them losing their mothers, going through different abuses at certain points of their lives. Or the people that people have deemed as throwaways, because society does have throwaways.
Yeah.
I just basically surround all of my people with love. Being that was one of the things that I never really got. So if you never really like I said, I didn't eat a lot growing up. Now you see, I'm a cooker.
Yeah.
You see, I didn't get a lot of love growing up. Now I'm a lover.
Yeah.
So it's changing the tide on things that they, like I said, they collectively set me up to do. They wanted me to be a dog. They wanted me to be a demon. They wanted me not to learn my powers, which is the power in being, individualism, the power of, self-thinking, self-reflection, the power that comes in self-care, the power that comes in self-growth, the power that comes in self-healing. A lot of people don't realize that, and that's what I'm all about right now, is all of that to make sure I leave no fucking stone unturned.
That's right.
That way when I'm called up, because like I said, nobody's immune. Nobody's getting a Willy Wonka golden ticket to sit here and say, your ass gonna wake up tomorrow.
Exactly.
We all in the same boat when we lay down.
That's right.
So nobody's given the opportunity, not the opportunity, but the promise of tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's best to capitalize on the opportunities while you're here, which is part of the soul.
Exactly.
And people think psychology is a study of the mind. Baby, no, it's a study of the soul.
Yeah. You better.
And with that,
Okay, I won't even ask the next question on
We're gonna talk about
how you engage in self-reflection. You just basically answered that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, on every level.
It's not pretty, because like I
Yeah.
said, I know I have done some fucked up things.
Yeah.
But most of the fucked up things I did was when I was a child.
Yeah.
Kind of innocent,
Yeah.
so.
So wait. With that being said, when did you start doing your self-reflection? At what point in your life?
It started
did you
at
start?
21.
Oh, it started later.
Because
Yeah.
I was submerged in therapy. I was
Yeah.
submerged. I was going group home to group home,
Yeah.
shelter to shelter. When I even got out of foster care, I had a situation to where I had a friend I trusted a best friend. He was like communicating with my ex-boyfriend. I was like, at the time I was sick. I had because if you live in a certain area, you come to Houston, and you're not used to the air quality, you automatically get sick.
Yeah.
And so I have to deal with allergies.
Facts.
So
Yeah.
being that I was out the city for so long, I came back. I had dealt with a lot of allergies and stuff, so I was coughing and keeping him up. I'm sleeping on this man's floor at the time. This is when I was 21. Because I had just moved back and I wanted to get everything done the right way. When I realized that my mother's stepdad and my mother's mother, whom have this big ass home in Acres Home that's paid for, they're sitting on a shitload of money. They stole money from me while I was in foster care. So when I got out and I needed help, I realized they didn't have my best interest at heart. They didn't give a fuck about me. The first thing this man fixed his set of lips to say is, "I can take you to a shelter." So that right there let me know the people that you're putting on this pedestal and having certain expectations from are not there. They're checked out.
Yeah.
And whatnot. So when I had to kind of like sit here and say, well, damn, what are you gonna do moving forward now that the people that did you dirty, they don't give a fuck about you. They really never gave a fuck about you. Let's be real. But it just showed right then and there in that moment on how I continued. Me and my grandpa used to be like this growing up. And even though he's my step grandpa, he was a veteran. He has a story. He was a former crackhead, you know. So like he was a veteran. He's been through shit. Yeah. And when I looked up to him a lot. He helped me with my projects and stuff for history and stuff growing up. It really hurt me to hear that. Yeah. So since then I said, okay, no motherfucker can't play with you like that again. Right. No, you don't put yourself in a position to have to ask these motherfuckers for help. Yeah. You know, so
when you get out of the system, there's no easing into society.
It depends on where you are. Honestly, the state fucked up. When I say the state fucked up, they fucked up. Yeah. Tell them about that. CPS, it wasn't just CPS. It was also the Texas Youth Commission. Yeah. So, and this is on fact. If one of y'all want to grab y'all's phone and look up the 2007 Texas Youth Commission sex abuse scandal, it took the governor's office for them to come in and start doing things and stuff that I had already kept writing grievances for. Like, why am I here for 3 years when my judge told me 9 months? And then you were just forgotten about. Yes, absolutely. And I had nobody. Like, I had to hack these people's computers, create a profile for my cousin Jacqueline, which I love her dearly. Yeah. I made a profile, like a Hotmail email account, just to mirror hers to start communicating with the superintendent, asking questions as if I was her, because it never made sense to me. And so a lot of those kids were in there, they had no jurisdiction to change someone else's classification or give them extra time. They had the right to due process. That was not happening. So,
if I can, real quick, if this is the one that says on the 23rd of February 2007?
Correct.
The Texas Observer published a story detailing allegations of child SA by staff members at the West Texas school in Coyote.
Yes, but that was not just that one. That was one of the ones that started making the headlines.
The headlines first.
It was a domino effect. Yeah. So they had this they cut some of the funding for other schools. It was just so much going on.
So I just want to be clear, not a grandparent, not an aunt, not an uncle,
and see, that's why I had the resentment I had for a long fucking time and whatnot. And it wasn't just resentment, it's the disappointment because I still bear your motherfucking blood and I am part of, I didn't ask to be here. Yeah. I didn't ask y'all I didn't ask my mama to fornicate. I didn't ask my grandma to fornicate. I didn't ask, or penetrate or whatever, percolate, circulate, none of that. I didn't ask for none of this. I asked for none of this, you know, but I'm here. Yeah. And y'all all failed, not just myself, but y'all failed the ancestors. Yeah. And y'all failed the generations that are coming after me.
Exactly.
It ain't just about me.
That is riveting. That's the best word I can use right now. And we're sorry.
Don't be. And the reason why I say don't be, all my experiences are going to be talked about. Yeah. All my experiences are going to help the next generation of parents. Yes. The next generation of people that are going through abuse, traumas, whatever they're going through, all this is going to help that. Yeah. And that's, like I said, somebody had to go through it, so these other motherfuckers have to go through it. Yes, so everybody can't, like I said, everybody can't go through that. Hell, I talk to my cousins who are They were very talented football players. They were, Division I schools, USC, Florida, was recruiting them and stuff out of school.
Yeah.
And when they started hearing some of the stuff that I went through, they sat there and said, we had no idea that was going on. And I couldn't even explain, or I couldn't even put myself in, even think I could be in your shoes.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people would have folded a long motherfucking time ago.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But like I said,
become monsters.
Okay.
Hello? You said that again.
Or become monsters.
And that's what they thought I was going to become.
Yes.
Yeah, but they ain't know that this pressure made a diamond, baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
We're going to talk about it.
Okay. Okay. So what strategies have you used to overcome life's challenges?
The biggest word, it starts with a P and ends with an N, and no, it's not peon.
Yeah.
It's perseverance and being able to persevere, you know, and people don't realize that perseverance is also realizing, like, you're not just going through it right now because this is what it looks like. You're going through it because it's something underneath the surface that you're having to learn from it and whatnot. And there's something that you can use later on towards the experiences. So a lot of people don't realize that. And I'm grateful to acknowledge it, use it, practice it, and be in the moment on it.
Right.
So a lot of people are not able to realize that. A lot of it also comes from me having to speak up, being outspoken. That's one of my gifts that came from all of this. Mm-hmm. When all this was happening, I really didn't have a voice, or I was invisible to a lot of people. Right. Hence the suicide situation and stuff like that. There was stuff I was trying to tell people, and they didn't give a fuck anyways, you know. So it all came down with knowing who I am and speaking up and speaking out and setting that tone for other people to follow.
Mm-hmm. And then, so how you reacted on social media. I know how you've reacted, but I need you to explain, how has it caused you to react on social media towards the ones that have, number one, was aware, and that still makes them a part of it because they were aware.
But that's why they all gonna get held accountable.
Okay, and then for the ones that actually violated you, how have you been reacting? I'm
just like, at this point, I woke up on Monday, my best friend behind you can attest to this. Mm-hmm. I put a stop to a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of y'all have created these fake personas. Mm-hmm. Hence my aunt that was never, she never sent a letter, a postcard, a flyer, a graduation invitation, none of that. Mm-hmm. Didn't send me $20 to sit here and say, congratulations for graduating, none of that. Mm-hmm. But all of a sudden, because, what's the best way to say this? Your twat is shot and fried to where you can no longer have children. Mm-hmm. Now you want to adopt a child, and all honestly, had you been in the moment, you had 8 nieces and nephews in the household. It took just one. Just one. You didn't have to. I ain't sitting there saying you got to do this for all 8. Right. It just takes one. Yeah. So now, and then, that's just. Yeah. You got to be careful what you do in life because it comes back to you in a boomerang when you least expect it.
It does. And then with that being said, by you firsthand knowing about karma, is it necessary for you to go to the limits that you go to?
Okay, now ain't Sean. I get what you said.
No,
I'm
going to tell you. I'm going to
tell it. So, being that I have been talking the same sermon and been saying my allegations have not changed. My none of this has changed. Where my phone at? We own it. I have federally protected information and state information that goes back from 2006, 7, and 8, showing that this is on record. I talked about this. Yeah. And then when I came out, I had a duty to let them know to protect other people. So I've done everything I could possibly do to let y'all know. I done brought you the text messages. Right. The only thing I ain't bring you was this man's genitals. Right. So for y'all to believe it. That's the only thing
So this what I want to bring
next time I'll chop it off and bring it to them so they can believe.
You're extreme, because I need people to understand you. I do. Yeah. Because it's important.
Absolutely.
And that's going to be my job today, to understand why you go to the limits that you go to. Because is it because you feel like I've told y'all and nobody's listening to me? I'm unheard. I got to get Bobby.
Okay, so let me tell you what I've been doing, Auntie. So I tried to reach out to my grandmother. I tried to reach out to my grandpa. I've been reaching out, trying to have a relationship with my aunt. For all this got aired out. To have a conversation at the table since 2011. That's a long motherfucking time to have somebody trying to talk to you about some shit that y'all all contributed to. Or that y'all all had dealings with. That's like, at some point, it's like, not necessarily money. But to me, it's like money. Because this... it's my motherfucking piece y'all fucking with. So now I'm upset because this could have been nipped in the bud a long time ago, but you motherfuckers...
simple conversation.
Yes, y'all wasn't receptive until I got disrespectful and got loud and boisterous on social media.
Vengeance is mine.
And that's what the Lord said.
And back then.
Yeah. And you see, they had him in that tunnel. He got his ass out that tunnel. He could fuck everybody up when he got out of there. So yeah, they had me. I was the Dark Knight. And you got some of these bitches walking around like the Penguin. And we got some checks. It's time to check them. But again, I've been playing chess this whole time. These hoes been playing checkers. So now it's no longer in my hands no more. Now it's gonna be up to a jury of your motherfucking peers, and you better hope it ain't somebody that you done fucked on their man or did them dirty back in the day. And the judge, it's no longer up to me no more. I done came and tried to get this settled and rectified outside of courts. But hey, we in my arena now.
Because you just wanted them to own it and then actually just
apologize.
Yes, for
now this apology and the words that y'all selected to choose to use are gonna cost y'all a lot of motherfucking money. Not just that. Peace. Now y'all peace is interrupted.
Well,
you get what you asked for. Then.
We do. So we have to be careful about what we do.
And that's what I'm saying. You don't never know. And see, they thought I was playing because some people talk that talk and they don't walk that walk.
Exactly.
I'm gonna talk that talk and I'm gonna walk that walk.
Yeah.
Because one thing about it, 2 things for sure and 3 things for certain.
Come on.
You can't fuck me and think I'm not gonna fuck you back.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna get you this time with some super lube. Super.
I ain't know they even made super. I ain't know they even made super.
It's super. That gun oil.
I heard some news
that gun oil.
Because he back there cracking up.
No, that's like, you get me, I'm gonna get you. And when you least expect it, hell, y'all, look, you just got you a child. You just thought you and your baby was safe. Gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
You got to.
Because one thing about it, them white folks respect, excuse my language, we ain't gonna be racist.
Right.
When I say the white folks, I mean the criminal justice systems. The ones that deal with especially heinous crimes. They value that motherfucking black and white. So that's why I've been letting people just, I reach out, and I've been doing this. So when it get time, like that sergeant, you help make all of our jobs easier. Because I got recordings, paperwork, all of that.
You got your records. Okay. Well, we're gonna move on to, because we're done with the traumas. This been real good. We're gonna move away from the traumas. Because at this point we talked about it. And we kept it respectful, where nobody was.
No, absolutely. You see, I went tearing up.
And I'm so proud of you too.
That's growth. That's growth.
That's big growth. And you handled it like a G. Like it was.
We're gonna use that word G for gentleman.
You So you handled it, and we're uber proud of you, and we really thank you for sharing this part of your story.
I love you for that, Auntie. I'm always, because, being, and the reason why I tell people what I'm going through with grades and stuff, not getting positive recognition when you're doing something good, but when you fuck up,
the whole world knows.
Yes, every time. And I've never got positive reinforcements growing up. It was too many goddamn kids for her to get positive reinforcements too. Let's be real.
Absolutely.
But let's keep it a spade.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now we get ready to talk about these damn accomplishments.
Okay,
this is what I'm here for.
Let's wake it up.
Yes. Tell us
Auntie.
about some of these amazing things that you've done from your book. Definitely to your education,
yes, ma'am.
Down to the people, everyday people you've helped that's not part of the organization.
Yes, so there's a lot that I do. I personally realized that all of this good shit, you can't take with you.
No.
So what you can take with you is what the fuck you've done while you were here.
Yeah.
So, and that's what's gonna get you to that upper room.
Yes.
Everybody ain't gonna be up in that upper room.
Okay.
So what I'm getting at is I want to make sure I give back 110%. And that's because it started, even the generosity part started with somebody being generous to me and whatnot in my time of need or my time of ailing or whatever I was going through. They was compassionate enough to sympathize, empathize, or whatever they chose to do. They didn't stigmatize though. They helped. And so I want to be able to do that same thing. Most of my works and stuff, I eventually want to have a nonprofit organization that's geared and only designed to give back to kids that are a certain age. They have to identify as gay, LGBTQ, and they have to have high risk situations so that way we are taking them in and putting them up and setting them up for the correct ways. Even the book club I want to have, the book campaign, and also my book that I'm writing. The book that I am writing is also going to be followed by a series of books. It's not just going to stop with that one book. So with that being said, part of the purchasing of it would be an option for my consumers or people that would like to purchase the book to also don't be signed up and paying a little additional extra for a book club. You will have access to premium and stuff content, and then you'll also be able to. Some of that money will be going towards, at least $1 of it toward a fund towards, kids getting their identifications and stuff when they're coming out of care. Another $1 might be towards emergency fund set up for them.
So wait, when they come out of care, not to interrupt you, because that's a good point. You have to then get all your identifications all over again. Tell us a little bit about that, not to sidetrack.
Yeah, like when you're coming out of foster care and anything like that, you kind of have to pay for your identifications and stuff like that. Sometimes it takes them a while for their benefits to kick in, which is like their education and training voucher. That's something that they're going to school. They get up to $2,500 per semester, additional into the state and federal Pell Grants. And also their education being paid for. So those are things I knew my family couldn't be able to do. So I'm grateful that, it was a blessing in disguise for me. But in the same token, you want to be able to, when I came out, I had a hard time. It took me about 5 years to gain traction and momentum in my life because I was dealing with more inflicted trauma that my family didn't know that they were causing me by not taking ownership of what happened.
Exactly.
And you were still a kid.
Yeah. With some traumatic things.
Right.
Okay. So now that you've let us know about that, that's great to know, and I'm pretty sure you can help someone else with providing that information. They may not even know those resources is available to them.
Oh yeah, so that's why I do what I'm doing with the Wings of Opportunity in the BCFES program, which is to also talk to kids while they're in care now, to let them know those options. It's easy to run away from your problems and run away from treatment and therapy and all that stuff because it makes you feel vulnerable again. You have to be vulnerable to go through those places. But I wanted them to realize, stay in that, because that's how you find your true power. And not just that, you get so many blessings that come from it that some of our families cannot provide.
Right. Wow. And then, so we've talked about the organizations and what you're planning on doing. Tell us about your educational accomplishments. You've already told us a little bit, but tell them what your ultimate degree.
What I would like to do. Okay, so my ultimate. I'm going to law school after I get done with this. So
you want to TSU?
I wouldn't say I have looked at their group marshal, the law school there. So I'm not saying I want to go to TSU. That is one in the.
It's an option.
Yeah, gets in the cards, but I was looking more like University of Texas because I'm already in the UT system. But it's just more so, then not just that, I can be doing work at the state capitol, looking at how the Attorney General's office draft complaints or the cases they take on, things like that. I do have a internship I start this summer with the San Antonio Police Department's mental health response team. That's going to be a paid internship and whatnot. So that's something that's going to bring great experience for me and open up doors for me. I have met a few judges in San Antonio since I've been back in school. So eventually I would like to be a judge and whatnot at the federal level. That would hear things that are being brought up, like different cases and stuff, are affirming or affirming certain cases or things like that, or remanding cases, things like that, or looking over different misconducts to ensure that we are giving people a fair shot and when we are making decisions when it comes to punishments in the criminal justice system, it's coming from a place of compassion and understanding, because you have to understand the victim side and also the perpetrator side, because nothing we're going to do in the criminal justice system is going to make that situation whole again.
Right.
The victim is still going to have something to say about it. The perpetrator is going to have something to say about it, and the extended families, and it's never going to be a whole. It's so many people that's hurt when a crime is committed, and people don't realize that.
Yes, that's a good point. Wow. So we have all the blessings and favor to you too, because we know you're going to accomplish all of those.
Because
you're
I ain't got time.
determined.
I ain't got time. Look, I done gave enough time to these botch body ass shaped ass bitches.
Yeah. And now it's time to move on with life. It's time for you. You've done your work. You've done your part as far as getting the therapy. You've done your part as far as going to the authorities and getting some movement on things that's been done to you that was totally unfair. Now it's time for you to start living your positive part of your life and get past this, because you've made all the important steps. And then just think of all the people you've helped, children, to put these. We're praying that the perpetrators is put.
I just want to say something really quick. If I can go back and tell my 6-year-old self something, it'll be to, a lot of stuff you're not going to be understood on. A lot of things, it's not going to be your job to tell your stories, but it's going to be your job to pick up the pieces, regardless of them breaking your world by not believing you or not doing certain things. It's ultimately going to be up to you to sit here and pick your pieces up and keep moving.
Do you think 6-year-old you would understand that?
Now, no, well, I still want to say that, because it's still part of the, like, if I had somebody in my ear telling me something.
It's still absolutely nothing.
To give you some hope.
Yeah.
You may not understand
it all
but
became dark after that. It became dark, really dark.
Exactly.
I get it.
Yeah, and I have to see some kind of light in something.
Oh, yes. So we're coming close to a close. This has been amazing. So, now we want to know, who's your favorite person and why?
Wenderlin, Patrice, Chelsea, Patrice, Woodbine, Hebert.
Oh, you done gave up. Woodbine?
Woodbine.
Oh, Woodbine.
That come from P Valley, Mayor Bishop.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
I'm sorry.
But I love Wenderlin based on the fact that she took me in as her own when she did not have to.
Yeah.
I did some mean things to her because I was trying to figure out who I was. I was hurting. I didn't know how to express that I was hurting. So, for example, one of the situations was when she was placing me in a group home in Cyprus, and I told her, I was like, I'm not going to that motherfucking placement. And she's like, yeah, you are. I was like, no, I'm not. So I barged out of there, and I was walking up and down the street at Telge Road, and she sat there and said, no, I'm not going to chase this motherfucking ass because he wants me to come chase him.
Yeah.
And so when she realized that, I realized she wasn't coming back for me to come chase my ass, because it wasn't her, it really wasn't her job at that point. She did what she's supposed to do. I ended up walking back, and I stayed because of the fact that she did not chase me.
Yeah.
And that's when I found out that this woman really has a different type of heart. Yep. You can't play me, you can't manipulate me. You're gonna be who you are, and we're gonna accept that for who it is, face value.
Oh yeah.
And so, just seeing the stuff that she's been dealing with my brother Caleb, and for her to still be consistent, a key figure and a focal point in my life, hands down, that she just showed me. I can have a lot going on, but I'm not going to still have a fucked up heart. I'm going to still have a great heart.
Exactly.
And for her to know with everything that was in my master file regarding the abuse, the traumas, the speculations, all of that, for her to just sit here and embrace me and tell me to continue to be me and uplift me over these years has meant a lot more than money can put a price on.
Yeah.
They've been priceless. And I've been grateful for that, because, like I said, a lot of people in the system don't have that and don't get that.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to Wenderlin.
Shout out to Wenderlin.
Yeah. Shout out. I see you, baby. Fifth Ward, the building.
Okay.
Well, she in New Caney now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
So, what have you learned most from your most traumatic experiences?
I learned that yeah, you can do anything to me, and or I can lose it all today. And by tomorrow, I'm already starting a rebuilding process, and I'll probably be a third a third of the way back to being whole.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. So a lot of people don't have that. That's called being able to be resilient and having fortitude. Half of these motherfuckers don't even know how to spell fortitude.
Yeah, the truth.
And so,
True.
but these are things that I appreciate and that was instilled in me based on not just Wonderland, a cousin of mine named Jacqueline as well. Wow. You know, she was going through school, taking 1.21 hours one semester, still writing letters to me and encouraging me, you know, so I won't ever forget that. You don't ever forget shit like that.
Yeah. Wow. Do you have anything you want to ask Shelton before we wrap up?
No. No, I think sometimes we have to like kind of tie stuff up.
Yeah.
You've been so transparent, man. There are a lot of things I didn't think that even ask you that you answered. So what I will do is just, I want to congratulate you because I know this is, you're still putting the pieces together. You're not done.
Yeah.
So but I do see you. You're not invisible to me. You may have felt that way in the past. You're not invisible to me. I recognize your accomplishments. I respect them. It's not easy. You know, we talked about either you break or you become a monster. You become something different than both of those. And I salute you.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you, Uncle Sean.
Yes.
I appreciate that. Look, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as for me coming on, knowing you for a while, seeing your transformation, you were determined. When you left Houston, you were determined to leave Houston to go be bigger and better. And I'm not just saying that in money-wise. I mean that as an individual person. Right. And you have always, to me, we always gonna get a laugh.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the first thing.
A good kiki.
Yeah, exactly. Always. But we're gonna also be able to have those transparent moments of the individual that you are. You have an amazing heart. You have a big heart. You are a person who cares about other people. You have people that haven't been traumatized ever, that don't give a shit about nobody but themselves.
Yeah.
So regardless of what you've been through, you still make an effort to either help those that's been through the similar situations or to prevent it from happening to somebody else. So your story and your journey, God sees it and he's gonna bless it and he's gonna put him in it. He's gonna be all over it because it's something
he already has.
That's right.
And like I, just because I don't say it out loud, I don't mean it ain't happening.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes you don't need some things I'm not going out. Like when I get my checks, I'm not announcing that to nobody because you know the first everybody gonna have a handout.
Yeah.
And they was not contributing to my healing.
Yes.
They was not contributing to my understanding. They was not showing compassionate heart. So yeah, girl, I keep my only focus and I only owe anything to is my nieces and nephews. That's it. Yeah. I realize anything else I do is extra.
Exactly. And it's a bonus for that person. So with that being said, you know that I love you with all my heart. And I want you to wrap us up with saying whatever it is you want to say. Plug your book. Just say whatever you want to say. Yeah. All of that.
Okay, so I'll end with this. I'll leave this like a final thought. I'm gonna leave a final thought and a little something towards my organizations. But the final thought is to all fellow men, women, in-betweens, other variables, whatever we want to call ourselves. We all still, as long as you're walking on this planet and you have blood running through your veins, we all have a duty. And that duty is to make sure that if someone is bringing something to you, whether it could be something you might not believe in or you might not understand, but if they're trusting you to be vulnerable with you about anything, and it's any related to any form of abuse on any at any level, no matter if a 2-year-old came to you and said something hurts and whatnot, your job is to be contacting X, Y, and Z to figure out what the fuck is going on or documenting this so that way in case something comes out of this later on, you did what?
You reported. You did your due diligence.
Correct. Your duty, your job.
Yeah.
And whatnot. That's what I realized, letting everybody know we all have a duty to our fellow man and whatnot. Regardless if we like them or not, we all have a duty. So that's my biggest statement. And moving forward, I just hope to hear love, support, experiences from other people over the world that have battled sexual abuse, that have battled, being put in a foster care system and forgotten about, or people that have been accused or for crimes that they did not do, or people that have been incarcerated longer than what they should have been. It's easier to hold and point the finger, but I'm looking at results. What are we doing to move forward as a collective, and how can we try to, it's never going to be whole again.
Right.
Never.
Right.
It will never be whole again. But what are we doing to make sure we put our best foot forward to make it whole again?
Exactly.
And that's the question we need to ask ourselves in everything we're doing, especially when we're victimizing people, or even if we did make a comment and you felt offended by it. What am I doing to make you feel whole again? Based on what you just went through.
Right. Wow. Well, with that being said,
The organization.
Yeah, your organization.
Oh, yeah.
In your book.
And make sure you guys look out for BCFES, which is Baptist Child Fostering Educational Success. It's based all over Texas. The WU, which is in San Antonio, so we're working on trying to get it globalized in the state of Texas. Statewide. I want to say globalized.
And WU is
Wings of Opportunity.
Okay.
And that goes for those are kids that are in school, from foster care kids that are, I'm not a foster care kid no more. I'm 33. But at the same token, I happen to be one of the ones that was an alumni of the system. So I wanted to make sure I talk about my experiences candid and whatnot, so we can help everybody heal. That's all. You can't heal what you don't fucking reveal, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, now that's the go out.
Yeah, and I said what the fuck I said.
Yes.
Stand on big business.
I was gonna say it, but I didn't want to sound out of touch.
Yeah.
Are you standing on business?
Yeah, big business. You see me, I'm big business. Ain't no little small business here, baby. Big business.
That's what we call it. Hey,
Yeah.
How big business?
Yeah, that's what you gonna say.
Big
you gonna put that in your
business.
phone.
Yeah, big business with big
Yes.
bags. All I do is a little cheers.
Yes. We can cheers
Absolutely.
out because this
I'll do it
episode
for
was
us. I got
great.
it.
We need
All
you
right.
to.
So love and light, peace and blessings, and love and and just being in the moment. Thank y'all so much for this opportunity. Cheers.
No problem. I'm sure you
All
know.
right, yeah. I don't know. You be eating coochie. I'm playing.
That's how he would end our show.
No, you ain't playing.
Thank you all for joining the Social Drinkers Podcast. Please follow us on YouTube. We've had the wonderful delight of having Shelton in our studio telling his story, raising awareness of different topics and different traumatic experiences. We made sure that he wasn't re-traumatized. He shared his story in a very healthy way, so we appreciate you guys for all tuning in and listening to the story. Our channel on YouTube is the Social Drinkers Podcast. It's right there on the
Yeah, y'all
screen.
see it, baby.
And if you need to hit the clips up, you can find us in two places.
Yes.
O1 Levette, Lovett,
Yes.
on TikTok, as well as Project UNK on TikTok. Check the clips out.
That's right.
We're going to clip the hell out of this. Talk to me.
And I love that good old Unk movement.
You like
So
that?
yeah, I love that. I know. Yeah. So everybody don't know. I'm talking about the Unk. From Egyptians.
Oh,
Yeah, but I know what you're saying. But yeah.
Dude, I didn't even.
Okay. You see, I'm a brander and we gonna talk.
Okay,
we gonna talk.
yeah.
Okay,
That
wow.
crossed my mind. Anyway, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, y'all.
Even more. But we thank you guys for joining us. The social. I talk so loud. You
No,
don't
you're
need
right.
this shit.
You're right.
I aspire to have your body later on in life.
You know. Thank you for joining the Social Drinkers Podcast. Peace.
Bye, y'all.
Peace.
Bye, y'all.
What an episode.
It's the Social Drinkers Podcast.